In constant motion is how you'll find Patty and Gary Bartley during harvest time at Bartley Farms. They bought Patty's family farm in 1981 and started their operation, located in Dowagiac, with just 2 acres of vegetables. Today they're farming 250 acres, a variety of hard squash, cucumbers, and pickles in low tunnels, 70 to 80 acres of zucchini, tomatoes for a Florida-based company, and they grow a variety of specialty peppers as well.
Jalapenos, Hungarian hots, serranos, cubanelles, just because of customer demand, and we thought it was another crop that we could grow and possibly a little niche market.
The Bartleys were subjected to disease and pest issues early on, but found a willing partner in Michigan State University to help with research efforts.
Our best deal is that we got Michigan State in here to help us out on some disease problems, and they asked to put some experimental plots on our farm, and so it worked out real good for us. And we got to know Mary Housebeck and her helpers Brian, and there was a lot of guys who ended up helping us. They were going after their doctorate and their masters, and so we learned along with them, and it made our vegetable deal even better.
All of what the Bartleys grow is fresh packed, and on each and every box is their name and phone number, and it's there for a reason.
We've always put our name on our carton, and we've always been proud of what we put in that carton. And if there was a problem, we also wanted to know about it. And we've got calls and letters from people that have gotten our product, or wholesalers that have gotten our product in other parts of the country and complimenting us on it. And that's important, I think, that we know if it's bad, too. We want to know.
Since they began farming, Bartley Farms has partnered with SMP Marketing to sell and ship what they grow. Located just a few miles from the farm, they first worked with Cal Seal, and now with Cal's son Greg, distributors of produce to the eastern half of the U.S., to the likes of Meijer, Kroger, and Publix grocery stores.
It's been 35 years, give or take a year. We've developed both our company and theirs. We've grown together. Gary and Patty have always been, on top of all the new techniques, staying up, and there's been lots of changes over the course of the years. I remember I was thinking about it when they first started growing zucchini. They'd grow 4,000 for the entire season. Now they can do that in 2 days. So yes, we've definitely, our relationship and our company has grown as well as theirs.
Along with the vegetables, there's 120 acres of apples. A few years ago, their neighbor Paul Wicks decided to sell his 450 acres of apples and grapes. Patty and Gary were interested in the apples and partnered with a neighbor who wanted the grapes. Today, Paul gets to look out his kitchen window at the apple trees, and with time on his hands, he drives truck on occasion for the Bartleys.
There's nobody that does a nicer job of growing fruits and vegetables than the Bartleys. I've known them since the start, and what you see is what you get here. A lot of hard work, and they didn't have any of this to start with. So in agriculture, it's tough when you start with nothing and build something up, but they've paid their dues, and it's coming to fruition now.
I've got vegetable friends that say, boy, they can't wait till October comes. And I've got apple friends that say, just a few more weeks we'll be into apple season. You need to go behind a farmer that does vegetables and apples, because it is a long season.
Patty says she couldn't be successful without their support team, as she calls it, the B guy, produce salesman, crop advisor, packaging person. But there's one part of the team she and Gary are particularly proud of.
We couldn't do all this if it wasn't for the people who help us harvest this, our migrants. And we've had a lot of them that's worked for us for 10 or 12 years and come back in the spring and work through the vegetables and work through the apple harvest with us. And I guess if I always had my wish, it would be that our government would take care of these people and give them a work visa. That's what we need. That's all they want to do is work. I spend more time with them than I do anybody else, and they just want to be a part of this community, and they want to come and help us harvest, and they feel just as much proud of this farm as Gary and I do.
I'm 62 years old now, but I still love what I'm doing. But we need some help from the government on immigration, so we have a reliable labor force that knowing in the spring when we plant that we're going to have somebody to harvest that crop to feed America.
I guess we've created a monster and we really don't know what we're going to do with it, but we wake up every morning, and if we can make it up to the hill to the packing shed, it's a good day. And yeah, we do have some long days, but all farmers do. And we know that when we come into this business.
For their contribution to the vegetable industry and their commitment to their trade, the Michigan Vegetable Council honors Gary and Patty Bartley and Bartley Farms with the Master Farmer Award for 2013.